Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we continue our listen through of World Domination by BAND-MAID. A very good, heavy album. And today we've moved on to track number 10, Carry On Living. Of course, if you are joining us at this point, you can go back and listen to the other songs before. We've covered everything on the album, basically. And from this video on, we'll be going to cover the rest of the album. Probably by the time you listen to us, if you're joining us at this point, we've probably uploaded everything anyway. But, yeah, so far, really good album. It's exemplified everything. I'll just cover the point again. It's exemplified everything you'd expect from BAND-MAID in that it's been hard rock pretty much all the way through. You know, there's always a risk with an album like that it can get tiresome, and they are a band with quite a solid style of how they write their songs, but they've managed to keep each song sounding fresh and individual, just in sort of melodic, rhythmic touches. It's an album which isn't getting boring. That's certainly one of the good things, although it is heavy, heavy, heavy. So, you know, don't listen to this one if you have a hangover. Maybe listen to this the night before whilst getting the hangover. So we're going to be moving on to, I already said this, actually, did I mention? Sorry, I might have said the wrong song name. It's Carry On Living. I can't remember. Did I say that? I might have said something else. Who knows? I'm really lost. Carry On Living. Let's have a listen to that now. Yeah. I knew it was going to get loud. Nice hook there. I love the way it goes between sort of half time and double time. This hook sounds like a heavy version of Silent Siren. It's even got their signature kick, hat, snare, hat sort of drum rhythm going on. It's a nice way to end the song. I like the fact they're going for this instrumental post-chorus thing. I certainly think, as songs go, the last half of that song certainly outdid the first half. The first half of the song, it was good, but in a lot of ways, even though the hook was really good, I was kind of getting the feeling that at this point in the album, we've kind of heard this before, and it just kind of was feeling a little bit like, okay, this doesn't set itself apart much, especially after Turn Me On, which was an equally a very heavy track in a similar ilk to this. Not the same, but it had that similar sort of energy, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but it almost felt like it had the similar tempo. So this one didn't feel like it was standing out at all when it came in. The second half picked up though, because the bridge was fantastic. I really loved how the bridge went. It had an awesome sort of different take on their usual style, and the way that it blasted into the last chorus with little stabs and little changes. That was one of the best integrations I've heard of them. Well, integration probably not being the word, but movements I heard from them going from a bridge into a last chorus. It just really worked fantastically well there. So I liked the second half, and obviously after the chorus as well, you had that post-chorus instrumental, which was really cool. Really loved the way that went, and there was a sense in that last chorus that it was sort of playing out in a nice big way that kind of felt very it had a lot of expression to it. It's kind of hard to explain. There was a feeling they were really sort of expressing themselves in the last half of the song, whereas the first half of the song felt a little bit tight, even with the sort of shifts up in the second verse. It just didn't feel really like it had anything that made it stand out. Second part of the song, worth waiting for, worth listening for. The chorus was much for muchness. Again, it was another good chorus, but from a band who can do brilliant choruses, and considering this is an album track, it's hard to push for too much. It is interesting, maybe it draws attention to the fact that they do seem to write all of their songs as being chorus focused songs. They're all songs with hooks to varying degrees. But this kind of harkens back to something we were discussing, I think a couple of videos ago, which is that we've been discussing a lot in the comments, actually, that BAND-MAID are a little bit pressed for time when they go into a studio, which I just think is just tragic. I think they should, cancel, well, don't book in a few shows and give them longer in the studio. Pay for the overheads, pay for the producer, give them more time in the studio, because the album's great, but I was always sort of thinking, can you imagine in like an alternate dimension? Is there an alternate dimension where BAND-MAID have more time in their studio, and just for the sake of not doing a couple of shows, maybe they got a couple of songs in that dimension that we've never heard, a couple of classic BAND-MAID songs that never even existed in our dimension. Who knows? So that's kind of the way I think about it. A song's forever, an album's forever, a show can be replayed anytime. It's a show's one night. So when I listen to things like this, I think it's good. It doesn't really set itself apart from the rest of the album, and I think by this point it is a little bit hammering onto a similar tone to what came before it. But it's a good song in its own right. I wouldn't really search it out on its own, but it's not too bad. I think just it suffers a bit from being positioned right after Turn Me On the album. However, the next track is Daydreaming. Now, obviously, the next review that I'll be posting online will be Anemone, because Daydreaming we already did. We did a reaction to the video of that, so that will be linked as well. But so you can go to that one, but then obviously the next one that I'll be doing audio only studio version will be Anemone. So if you've already seen my Daydreaming reaction, feel free to skip straight over to that. But this is a good song, like I say, nothing particularly against it. I just don't think it necessarily is one of the standout tracks. It's probably one of the weaker tracks in the overall album, just because partly of its positioning, and like I say, partly because it just isn't standing out to me too much. But it's always difficult when you get later on in the album as well, so I can understand why this one perhaps isn't winning my favourite as much, but enjoyed it nonetheless. So, from Japan, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I say, you can follow on to Daydreaming, or you can go straight on to Anemone, or you can listen to any of our other BAND-MAID reviews, or you can listen to any of our other reviews of any other bands, of which we've done plenty, or you can go online and check out those videos of red pandas, because red pandas are really cute, and they're really cool. I hear that they scratch, and they can be quite annoying, but when you see them on video on YouTube, they're cute, and they like jump through the snow and they steal people's food, and there's loads of great videos. So check out some videos of red pandas, or subscribe. But for now, from Japan, ciao.